Luigi Mangione was a standout student. From a young age, he had it all: intelligence, drive, and a bright future. He excelled at Baltimore's prestigious Gilman School. His teachers loved him. His classmates admired him. Luigi graduated as valedictorian in 2016. His acceptance to the University of Pennsylvania surprised no one. He was destined for greatness. His family beamed with pride. His future seemed limitless. Little did anyone know, darkness lurked beneath the surface. A seed of discontent had been sown. The pressures of success weighed heavily on him. He felt the burden of expectations. The University of Pennsylvania welcomed Luigi with open arms. He dove into his studies, eager to prove himself. He chose computer science, a field brimming with opportunity. His mind, sharp as ever, absorbed knowledge like a sponge. He co-founded the University of Pennsylvania Game Research and Development Environment. His ambition knew no bounds. He spent late nights coding, fueled by caffeine and ambition. He thrived in the competitive environment. But something had changed. The spark in Luigi's eyes flickered. The joy of learning had dimmed. He found himself increasingly disillusioned. The corporate world, he realized, held little appeal. Luigi's online presence hinted at a growing dissatisfaction. His Goodreads account revealed a fascination with the Unabomber manifesto. Ted Kaczynski, a domestic terrorist, became an unlikely inspiration. Kaczynski's anti-technology ideology resonated with Luigi. He saw the dark side of progress. He felt the allure of radical solutions. His discomfort with the corporate world intensified. His social media posts grew bleak. He railed against corporate greed. He lamented the state of healthcare. He felt increasingly alienated from the world around him. His anger simmered, waiting for a spark. Luigi's admiration for Kaczynski deepened. He saw a kindred spirit in the reclusive terrorist. Both were brilliant minds alienated by society. Both rejected the modern world's values. He devoured books about Kaczynski's life and crimes. He penned a chillingly positive review of the Unabomber manifesto. He praised Kaczynski's intellect even as he acknowledged his horrific actions. The line between admiration and obsession blurred. Luigi began to see violence as a viable solution. He felt a growing sense of urgency. The world, he believed, needed a radical wake-up call. Section 5. A Life Unraveling. Luigi graduated from the University of Pennsylvania. He took a job as a data engineer, a concession to convention. He moved to California, then Honolulu. But his heart wasn't in it. He felt trapped by the system he despised. He worked long hours but found no fulfillment. His resentment festered. He felt like a cog in a machine he longed to destroy. He quit his job. He drifted. He spent his days lost in thought, consumed by anger and despair. He withdrew from friends and family. He was a pressure cooker ready to explode. Section 6. Shots fired in Manhattan. On a crisp December morning, gunshots shattered the tranquility of a bustling Manhattan street. Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, lay dead on the sidewalk. Panic ensued. Witnesses described the shooter as a young man in a hooded sweatshirt. He had approached Thompson with a chilling calmness, fired a single shot, and disappeared into the crowd. The NYPD launched a full-scale investigation. They combed through security footage. They interviewed witnesses. They searched for any clue to the killer's identity. Section 7. 6 Days of Fear. Days turned into nights as the manhunt intensified. The city held its breath. Who was this cold-blooded killer? What drove him to commit such a heinous act? The media frenzy reached fever pitch. Theories abounded. Was it a disgruntled employee, a business rival, a random act of violence? Meanwhile, the killer seemed to vanish into thin air. The police were baffled. The public was terrified. The city that never sleeps was gripped by fear. Section 8. A break in Altoona. 6 days after the murder, a break in the case came from an unlikely source. A McDonald's employee in Altoona, Pennsylvania, recognized Luigi Mangione from news reports. He was acting suspiciously, paying for his meal in cash, his eyes darting nervously around the restaurant. The employee, a true crime enthusiast, had been following the case closely. She alerted the authorities. Police swarmed the restaurant and apprehended Mangione without incident. In his possession, they found a handgun, a silencer, and a fake ID. Section 9. The trial ahead. Luigi Mangione now sits in a jail cell, awaiting trial for the murder of Brian Thompson. The evidence against him is mounting. His once bright future is shrouded in darkness. The trial promises to be a media sensation. It will raise uncomfortable questions about privilege, mental health, and the allure of radical ideologies. The world watches, waiting to see if this brilliant mind is also a cold-blooded killer. The answer, like justice itself, remains elusive. For now, all we have are questions.